I, Uma Agrawal, welcome you all to the online lecture series organized by Gokhale Education Society's PYK College of Commerce. I am sure that everybody had attended the previous lecture on dissolution of partnership firm conducted by my colleague. In continuation of the said topic, in this lecture, we would be going through the topic of bills of exchange. Bills of exchange. To increase the sales, a seller sells the goods on credit to his customers. If sale is made on credit, cash will not be received immediately. The seller may draw bill on the customer for the amount due from him. If the customer accepts it, the seller can got the same discounted with the bank and get cash immediately. Credits are given to the customers to increase his spendings. To balance the potential for increased sales with the risk of decreased cash flow and large outstandings debts, the seller requires same sort of commitment on promise from the customer that he would pay the amount of goods due from him on a particular date in future. And to avoid any conflict or misunderstanding for payments, instruments of credit like bills of exchange, promissory notes, or hundis are obtained, and these types of instrument used are since long and popular. Meaning, bills of exchange means a bill drawn by a person directing another person to pay the specified sum of money to another person. For example, X orders Y to pay rupees 50,000 for 90 days after date, and Y accepts this order by signing his name, then it will be a bills of exchange. The Negotiable Instrument Act governs the provisions of bills of exchange. It also means a bill drawn by a person directing another person to pay the specified sum of money. Bills of exchange is of real use if it is accepted by the person directed to pay the amount. This is an age of rapid transit of a vast material development and of ever extending commerce. Negotiable instruments are the instruments of commerce. Their forms and varieties are taking shape to suit its uses and needs, like promissory note, bills of exchange, checks, and other negotiable instruments are codified. Section 5 of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881 defines definition of bills of exchange. A bill of exchanges is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay certain sum of money only to or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. A promise or order to pay is not conditional. The maker of the bill of exchange or hundi gives an unconditional order directing a certain person other than himself to pay the obligation of the drawer of a bill of exchange is conditional, since he become surety for payment by drawing. When such order is accepted in writing, it becomes a valid bills of exchange. In general practice, the seller gives a credit period to the buyer on selling goods or on providing services. But sometimes the seller is not in a position to offer credit period to purchaser, and purchaser also will not be in a position to pay immediately. In such a case, the seller will like that the purchaser shall give a promise in writing to the amount on a certain date. This written promise then turns into valuable instruments of credit when these written promise are made in proper form and is properly stamped. Going further, we will look as to characteristics or features of a bill of exchange. In writing, express order to pay, unconditional order, pay certain sum, pay money only, certain three parties, and signed by the drawer. We will now go through the features accordingly. The first feature is it must be in writing, because it is essentially used in international trade where one party is bound to pay a fixed amount of money to another party. That is a financial instrument which is short term and negotiable and consists of an order. So it must be in writing. Second feature is it must be stamped, as it is the requirement of law, and as it contains the amount payable on demand or on or before the expiry of the fixed period of time. Third feature is it must be dated, because it specifies the payment is due at a specified future date, or conversely be transferred at a discount before the dates specified for payment. Fourth feature is that sum of money payable must be defined, because if not paid as decided, they may accrue interest. If not paid by a certain date, so clearly amount of money should be mentioned. Further feature is unconditional order to pay. The obligation of the drawer of a bill of exchange is conditional, since he becomes surety for payment by drawee, and as he directs a certain person other than himself to pay. So it must an unconditional order. The next feature is the amount must be payable either to certain person or his order to the bearer of the bill, because even if the drawer and drawee be the same person, then also the instrument can be described as, and the holder may treat it as, bills of exchange. Seventh feature is it must be signed by the maker, because bill of exchange is not a contract itself. The involved parties can use it to specify the terms of the transaction, credit terms, accrued interest. So the maker must sign the instrument. Definition of promissory note. Section 4 of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881 defines a promissory note is defined as an instrument in writing, not being a bank note or a currency note, containing an undertaking signed by the maker to pay a certain sum money only to or to the order of certain person or the bearer. The essential feature of a promissory note is an express unconditional promise to pay. In promissory note, executant promises himself to pay, while in bills of exchange he decides another to pay. The most important feature of promissory note is once it is drawn by the debtor, it need not be accepted by the creditor. Parties to a bill of exchange. There are three parties involved in a payment of by bill of exchange: drawer, drawee, and payee. The drawer is the party that issues the bills of exchange, the creditor. The beneficiary or payee is the party to which the bills of exchange is payable. The drawee is the party to which the order to pay is sent the debtor. Parties to a promissory note: maker or drawer. This is basically the person who makes or executes a promissory note and pays the amount therein. The payee, the person to whom a note is payable, is the payee. The holder is the person who holds the note. Next, contents of format of bills of exchange. First, date. A bill without date has no meaning. It is essential to calculate the maturity and is always scribed on the top hand right corner. Terms. It must be specified in months or days. Third content, amount. It must be definitely written in words and figures on the bill. Stamp. As per Indian Stamp Act, stamp of proper value must be affixed. Parties, the drawer, drawee, and payee must be specifically specified with address. For value received, consideration is an essence of law for every agreement. So, consideration must be specifically specified so that the bill is received for some benefit can be considered. Acceptance. When the drawee signs with his name along with the date across the face of the bill with the words accepted, and this act of drawing is called acceptance of bill, and it is said to be accepted when it is presented to be drawing for acceptance. Adverting to the specimen of bill of exchange. There is a specific format more or less similar in the fashion bill of exchange are normally prepared and accepted in law. In the top right hand corner, the name, address, and date of drawer is to be scribed or written or mentioned. Top left hand corner, stamp and amount of the bill must be stated. In the center of the bill, the name of the payee, the months or days it will be payable to the payee or on his order to some other person must be specifically stated. On the bottom of the right hand corner, signature with name. Right hand corner, the drawer signature with name must be made. On the bottom left hand corner, drawee's name and address needs to be scribed. The acceptance of the bill must be stated in the middle of the bottom of the bill between the signature of the drawer and the name of the drawee. In this format and specifying the proper description in proper places on the surface of the bill, a legal bill of exchange thus gets legally completed and acceptable in law. Now adverting to types of acceptance. Mainly there are two types of acceptance, journal and the other is qualified acceptance. General acceptance means unconditional acceptance, that is without any charge or condition. Similarly, qualified acceptance means acceptance with qualifications, that is as to order of the drawer. Qualified acceptance may be further classified into qualification as to time. When the bill is accepted, subject to change in tenure or terms, it is called acceptance as to time. Second, Qualification as to place. When a specific place only is mentioned for payable of the bill by drawee, it is called acceptance as to place. Qualification as to amount. When the drawee accepts the bill for the part of the amount, it is called as qualification as to amount. Qualification as to parties. When drawee is not ready to pay the amount of the bill to the payee, it is known as qualified acceptance as to parties. And the last, qualification as to condition. If certain conditions are to be fulfilled by the drawer for acceptance of the bill by the drawee, it is known as qualified acceptance as to condition. As we have already seen the format of bill of exchange in the foregoing slide, similarly, in the format of bill of exchange as to general acceptance. So, to avoid repetition, the same is not repeated. Similarly, if in a problem of preparing format of bill of exchange with general acceptance and pay's name is specifically given, then while preparing the format of bill of exchange, the format would be similar, but in the center of the bill information, specify the pay's name. This example format would be located and found in the textbook page number 256. When in a problem, actual amount due and qualified acceptance as to amount is stated and bill format of bill of exchange is to be required to be drawn, then the format would be similar as to general acceptance format. But only change would be that in the acceptance column, the qualified acceptance amount is to be specifically stated. Similarly, the example of this format is on the page 258 of the textbook. If in an example of format of demand bill is to be made and the period of the bill is not mentioned by the drawer, then it is to be understood that the amount shall be payable by the acceptor and as and when presented by the drawer. The demand bill example format in on page number 260 of the textbook. Lastly, we shall go to the format. We shall go to the format of promissory note. It is similar to date of bill of exchange, except the only change in the center part of the bill to the effect that is this format instead of payable to or to the order of what is need to be stated is the promise instead of order, and the acceptance column is absent. See, in the information column, the right hand, top right hand side of the bill is drawer's address, stamp, amount, and see in the information column 3 months after date, I promise, means he has to write promise word. Today's lecture, we have gone through and considered the basics of bill of exchange and promissory note. In coming lectures, we would go to the depth of it. I am hopeful and confident that the basics of this bill of exchange are understood thoroughly by all of you. With this, I conclude the topic. Thank all of you for your presence and participation. I thank Principal Dr. Shri Ram Kulkarni sir and Vice Principal Shri Praveen Mule sir for guidance, support, opportunity and faith. Thank you.